Yo, beautiful people, this is Nate here.
This Kev.
And yo, we are Games Music Life. We're back to review today for this Cyhi The Prynce project.
Yeah.
No Dope on Sundays.
You know, I didn't know he spelled his name with a Y for Prince.
Really?
Yeah, I like, hey man, I was like, what is this? I kept looking him up, and I'm like, what is this? What is this?
He's the guy who always he was always going to be like the next torch holder for good music.
So he Memphis Bleak.
Yeah, he was the Memphis Bleak. He was getting the handoff.
Just without the hits.
Yeah, then Kanye went nuts, and then we all got, he got Tiana tailored. But I always look forward to Cyhi. His last track that came out, his last project that came out, I'm sorry, it had Mandela on. I forget the name of it. I do remember that one.
Man, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, he was spitting on that, and I was looking forward to this one as well. But it kind of came out the blue. Cyhi can rap, man. He can flat out put words together. He can rap. He is very witty. And this project was one of which that I found very therapeutic rapping wise to hear. The concept behind the album is completely just dope to me.
Speak on it a little bit.
Yeah, the concept behind it was really kind of like from I put me in the mindset of Omar from The Wire, where it was like, I'm gonna give you this dope. But just not on Sundays. And it had a code to it. And that's the thing about the album that kind of resonated to me, was like, there's no more code in music. Whereas some people you might want to hear on certain tracks with some artists, and there was a reason behind it. No disrespect to some artists, just like, yo, these guys are true spitters. I want to hear it. And that's kind of the way I got from it. Okay. The one thing I did find a little bit, just a little bit redundant, was him singing.
Really?
Parts. I kind of, but the thing about it is, though, is like, you know me, I don't like to hear the same artist on the hook as I do rapping, because it makes it a little bit like it doesn't separate the two.
It's tough to be good at both.
It is. It's tough to be good at both, but he does a decent job of doing so. If you listen to the album, one thing about Cyhi, he's been silent for a while, and he sounded like he had a lot to talk about. A lot of social issues, a lot of things with the label, a lot of reasons why he did certain things. And I like the fact that he's doing the circuit, he's doing the rollout and explaining what some of these songs mean. That helped the project out along. But I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna give my review in a second. You do.
All right, man. First of all, first thing I had to kind of give a nod to, man, is the production on this album was A1. Off rip, that was the first thing I had to kind of give a nod to, man. Got lots of kind of jazz sounds, nods to old school hip hop, man, R&B, gospel. And the way that they complement his rap style, I felt like everything really fed together really well. I don't know if Kanye had the complete hand in that, but if he did, man, Kanye's still a genius, man. He can still tailor an album together really well. The album starts off with a prayer, which I felt like was a great touch to kind of set the tone of the album. Just because he was talking about, both the streets, coming from the streets or being in the streets, doing street-like activities, and also, being in the church, being a family man, being, a righteous man. That whole thing, man, and the juxtaposition between the two, even though, he tends to blend both sides of it all.
He's a cursing Christian.
Exactly. Yeah. He blends both sides very well. With it, Cyhi, he can just flat out rap. Yeah. Like, dude got bars. He can really go. I actually felt like he did a pretty good job of kind of staying out of his own way, just focusing on the verses and letting somebody else pick up the slack on the hook, man. In a lot of places, sometimes he did try to kind of jump out of character and do both of himself, and it stood out that he did it that way. But I didn't really knock him on there, man. With it, I felt like he put together a really good, solid project. Now, did I think that he knocked it out of the park? No. Sometimes I did feel like he was tripping over his own 2 feet. There was one track in here in particular that I had to kind of put a nod to. And let me just hit my notes real quick, man. And
don't know why?
No, not the one with Jagged Edge, man. It was towards the end, man. Looking for Love. Oh my God. I was like, yo, man, you just doing too much, man. You're trying to pander out here to these kids. You trying to be Drake out here, man. And Drake's lane just is not for you, man. It's just not for you. Do what you do well and stick to that, man. I really loved, more than anything, man, all the nods to all the famous hip hop samples, man. You know what I'm saying? You're getting the samples in there from the Isley Brothers, man. Let's Get Closer, man. Searching. We're getting, Roy Ayers in there, man. Living Inside Your Love. Man, we're just getting so much on there, man. It really felt like he was a student of the game going through this project. And you could tell that he took a lot of time with his craft. What I found more surprising than anything, that he's rapping like that and he's an artist out of Atlanta.
Yeah. He doesn't sound like he's from Atlanta.
He doesn't sound like he's from out of Atlanta at all. And, he probably been in Chicago for a while now. But, not to knock anybody from Atlanta, because a lot of talent down there. But at the same time, it's like, man, we know the style that we're getting out of there a lot of times, man. Getting a lot of trap sounds on here. And he got a little bit of trap on there. Track with 2 Chainz on there, man. Had a little trap vibe to it. But well done, man. Done tastefully. Didn't feel like he was stepping out of his element.
Absolutely.
As far as, I believe this is considered his debut album. I want to say that last project was a mixtape. I could be wrong. If I am, correct me. But with it, for his debut album, I felt like this was a really solid offering for the few shortcomings that I felt were on this project. I felt like he made up for it, man. The concept was solid all the way through. The bars were solid all the way through. I felt like the guest performances, he didn't get overshadowed at any point, man, and he stayed true to himself, man. Very cohesive, even though he did explore different sounds on here, man, and just the church vibe concept the whole way through. The way he managed to kind of keep that going, I was very impressed with that.
Definitely something to check for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Check for. And if you listen to Don't Know Why, just light a candle, man. Just light a candle, sit there, get that song, take it all the way in, pause. Very good track. He had a couple moments on his album like that, though.
Yeah.
What'd you give it?
Man, I was at an 80. Okay. I was at an 80. With it, I wasn't blown away by the project, but I did feel that it was very solid.
I got 85.
Okay.
I definitely was very, very surprised with it. I expected it to be good. I knew he could rap. I just think he was going to be that conscious about it. He does talk about a lot of stuff, though. About, New Africa was a very deep track as well. He's got some he's talking about some stuff on this album.
He took his time, and you could tell he takes pride in the work that he's putting out.
Absolutely. So, let us know what you guys think, man. We're too high, too low. Let us know what you guys give it. Always let us know what the review is as far as the score. I think a lot of people giving comments but not giving a score. Let us know what you guys think. Yeah. And we'll definitely answer those. But I am Nadir.
This is Kev.
And we are Games Music Life, man. Drink more water, people.
Peace.
Peace.